Hey Libra, I'm Empress Rose. Welcome to your reading. General readings, take what works, leave what doesn't. If I don't catch your wavelength here, check your other major placements. We're starting with the Oracle deck for an intuitive vibe of where we're going. And was I in the living room last time for you guys? Anyway, I can only keep 2 rooms in my apartment cool right now. So this is one of them. All right, what do we have for Libra? I like this one. I like this one. Okay. Oh, little book there. Well, we'll take these 2 separately and then, yeah. All right, play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Okay, so maybe something has you pulling you into a bit more serious vibe. But this is try to pull yourself up, try to pull yourself a little bit out of that. I love this card, play. Celebrate. So if you have something to celebrate, make sure you're celebrating it and not just, oh yeah, that's nice, moving on. No big deal, moving on. Really celebrate it because this is life, people, and there's not like things, well, there are things to celebrate every day, but when big things happen or when good things happen, make sure we're embracing that and milking it, right? Because we all know there's a lot of crap right behind that, right around the corner. We all know, you know, we're just in these cycles where things not so good, back into the woods, and then we come out, and then we go back in, and then we come, and that's the adventure, right? So you got some time to play, lighten your mood, lighten the load, play around a little bit, celebrate your achievements, and I think my favorite thing about this card is detach from the outcome. Don't worry about where it's all going. Don't worry, because that's work. When we have an outcome, when we have something specific we're doing and trying to achieve, we have plenty of time for that. We do that all the time. So, so when there's something specific to be achieved, it's more of a work vibe. But this is play. This is, we're not trying to achieve anything specific here. We're just doing something for the sheer fun and joy of doing that thing. And the little sort of magic carpet here is catching my eye. So there's something about flying or playing, or, you know, we've got a glass of champagne here. We've got this bubbly celebration. We've got enjoyment, pleasure, and just don't worry about where it's going. We've got the sun and the eclipse happening at the same time in this card. And to me, those like eclipses are about movement forward and not necessarily having a lot of clarity on where it's going. So, and then there is this sense of the magic of the moment, I feel like, and giving yourself over to that. All right, and then, but oddly, we have energy is gaining momentum. Okay, so we're going someplace. We're already sort of on an on-ramp here. This is my on-ramp, right? This is like packing for the trip. You've packed the car, everybody's in, we've navigated through town, and now we're starting to hit the open road. Now we're starting to have that rev up, that energy gaining momentum, that speeding up, getting up to speed here. So energy gaining momentum, waxing moon, we're definitely heading somewhere. Hold on. All right, and then we have this next set here, which is something needs to shift and change. You are already shifting and changing. You already know, that's what we're getting with this energy is gaining momentum, I think, is that we already know what we're doing. We already know that we're on this sort of path of breaking the chain, ancestral healing, rewriting the future. So there may have been some sort of pattern we'd been engaged in, some sort of way of living, some sort of, I don't know, she comes from this cave. She comes from cave people, people that have been living in darkness, or there's been some sort of dark place, and now she's coming out into the sun, as she or he, whatever, right? This person is coming out into the sun. There was like a glimpse of something. They knew where they wanted to go. They had an image and an idea, but maybe, you know, they've lived in this cave for a long time. It's been a long, maybe generations have been in this cave, but it's coming out of something, some sort of oppressive period, and changing how something ends. And maybe you were waiting for something, maybe you were hoping for something, but here we're gonna have our own journey and our own path. There's another card in the deck called like Rite of Passage, something like that. And this almost looks like the other side of that, right? There's this dark place, and then you break through into some sort of sunshine. So I feel like break the chain, we could also have breakthrough, breaking through something, and the energy towards that is gaining momentum. You are doing it. You have align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So again, this is breaking the chain is what needs to change. I love this deck because a lot of times the answer comes next, right? What needs to change? Well, you need to break some sort of pattern, some sort of chain. There's healing, there's coming out into the light and healing something. And I feel like we're doing this with a playful spirit. We're doing this in fun, and we're not necessarily, I don't think you really know the future that you are rewriting. I think, right, nobody knows the future, but I think like engaging in that understanding and playing and the energy gaining momentum, this is bringing you into more alignment, more with who you are and what you want to be doing here and what you came here to do. So something's not been aligned, but I think you're aware of that, and I think you're already actually on the path to aligning that thing. And I love, this is probably one of my favorite cards, and honestly this makes a great mantra. Don't dim to fit in. So how are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So this is a way in which you're not being necessarily very true to yourself. You know what you want to do. I want to say what you want to wear. Obviously, I enjoy clothes quite a bit. So what you want to wear, and not allowing other people to dim that, right? Or, you know, as a slightly ridiculous metaphor, I live in a very casual part of the country, and I don't really want to be casual all of the time. So a lot of times I'm the most dressed up person there, and that's fine. I'm not going to wear clothes I don't like because I happen to live in a very casual area. I like most aspects of the area and that casualness, but just because other people are wearing, you know, jeans with paint on them and torn shoes to the symphony doesn't mean I'm going to do the same. I'm going to wear whatever the hell I want to the symphony. So, which is going to be very dressed up. This is a great metaphor for so many things of just, you know, and you're breaking the chain here, right? We're breaking away from something. So we're not trying to conform anymore to the way it's always done, maybe even to our own selves, right? Every morning you wake up is a little birth, is a little rebirth, and you have an opportunity to be whoever you are that day, whatever calls to you that day. I mean, the same is true for falling asleep then. Every little time you fall asleep, it's a little bit of a death. It's a little bit of a loss of but we can use this to our advantage. So who are you today? Don't try to fit in. Don't accept things that offend your soul. Don't accept treatment. Don't accept situations that just because they've gone on for a long time doesn't mean you have to keep liking them and keep engaging with that, right? So we're not dimming to fit in. We're letting our light shine. We're letting our intuition guide us. It doesn't have to be guiding anybody else. Everybody else can wear whatever the hell they want to wear to the symphony. I'm wearing what I want to wear. And we're not going to diminish that just to keep other people happy or just to maintain some sort of status quo or the peace or whatever, right? And you're building and strengthen this, right? Your energy is gaining your momentum to break this chain, to be who you truly are, to align your life, that energy, and to truly play with life. That energy is gaining momentum. And we also have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty, Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. Let's just throw, you know, it's just almost a word salad card, but I do like Beauty and Devotion. Remain devoted to your own light, to who you are, to having an aligned life that works for you. Maybe it doesn't work for other people, but it works for you. And then I love this Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. I see this as being, you know, part of a long chain. You're both teaching and learning at the same time. And there could be, a teacher, there's some sort of teaching or, there's a, I almost want to say, like, maybe this is about like dressing the way you want to dress and not dimming to fit in. And it could be that you want to wear the torn jeans with the paint on them. It was traumatic, honestly, to see that. But there's something here like that, a beauty and a devotion to that beauty, to your own beauty maybe. And then a sense of sharing that, a sense of showing other people how to do that. And that being part of your path is a little bit of, well, I mean, we're all here to learn, and then we all need to be passing it on, because the knowledge dies with us if we don't. So being willing to learn, but also being willing to teach. All right. And I forget, what is this? Ethereal Visions deck. I haven't used this deck for like a year, maybe shorter. So more traditional tarot spread here. Libra, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Yes, yes. I love to see it. In the recent past, we've had 8 of Swords. So we have had some sort of crappy mantra, right? I was talking about this dim to fit in as being a great mantra. This is the card of crap mantras. I can't, this is, you've been dimming to fit in. You've been back in this cave. There's been some sort of ancestral pattern, possibly, of ways to think about things, and some sort of way that you learned, right? And now we're going to be teaching a new thing. But there's some way in which you have learned some sort of inner monologue or mantra. This is why I talk about mantras, because we all already have them. Our brain is very familiar with repeated thoughts. And a mantra, these are thoughts that you choose then for yourself. How do I want to live? What thoughts do I want repeating through my brain? But this is unintentional thoughts, probably. I don't think anyone would choose the thoughts. I can't do that. I can't do that. I could never. No way. Nobody will ever love me. I'll never be, I'll be rejected. And these fears, maybe from childhood. So something has been holding you back, but it's mostly been your own mind and your own perception of your capabilities and your abilities. So in this 8 of Swords, right, the swords are only behind her, they're not before her, right? So this also speaks to me of something from your past that has been a repeated pattern, right, where this ancestral pattern, it could just be from your past. So a repeated pattern in your past, or repeated thought pattern in your past that's held you back. You haven't actually been held back, but it's been your own mind in the own way you do things. We all have this, and there's a certain sense where you'll need to just accept that you will have repeated patterns and you will have repetitious thoughts. Everybody has them. We can't be addressing them all of the time, and also, we have to have some comfort with ourselves and with our minds. But this reading so far is saying that whatever we're dealing with here, it is changing. It's already changing, and this is something that can change, and you don't have to be stuck in these repeated thoughts. And then we have, in your current situation, Page of Wands, surprising new inspiration. There's something here, there's something to learn about. It could have to do with, I want to say, there's this energy, this primal energy, that energy of life. It's where our inspiration, our creativity, our sexuality, all of that is very intertwined. So there's a sense of some part of that coming to life and being very surprising, and really having your curiosity, learning about it. The pages are learners, are students. So we're having this intense curiosity about something maybe we didn't expect, but it's very much full of life and it's ready to spring forward. It has not yet, though. We're just learning about it, right? We're just learning about some sort of deeper energy in the universe, some sort of life-giving energy, which may have been suppressed in the past and may have been stuck in the past. Your hope is Queen of Swords. Your hope is to know what you think, to know what you feel, be having a lot of inner clarity about This Queen of Swords, she loves clarity, and she loves clarity within. So I think you're hoping to be a master of yourself, a master of your mind, a master of your own clarity. When we cannot always ask other people for clarity, but we can ask the universe for clarity, and we can ask ourselves for clarity, because sometimes other people just don't have clarity to give, right? And that's not who they are or where they're at. But this is wanting clarity for yourself, wanting to be in a place where you see clearly, you see your own truth, you understand your own truth. So I see that you're still searching for that, right? We have energy is gaining momentum, so we haven't arrived anywhere, but we are still seeking that and hoping for that and wanting that inner clarity. Oh, I also see, I don't know, this is like I think last time you guys got the albino crow from the crow deck, the anomaly, and she's got the anomaly on her shoulder right here. It's hers now. She understands. Hopefully you've come to some understanding what that anomaly was, and she's gaining clarity. So you're still seeking for some clarity on what you've experienced in some sort of strange, unusual event, and wanting that clarity. And then what's at issue here is the Empress upside down. So not feeling like you're enough, not feeling secure, feeling maybe imposter syndrome a little bit. The Empress, this could be even, the Empress in the upright is good. She's good, she's happy, she's typically depicting more independence, singleness. So this could be coming out of some independence, coming out of some singleness, maybe realizing a need for other people, maybe realizing a need for support. Or this could just be not feeling, well, that we don't have to be our own a universe unto ourselves all of the time. We can connect with other people. We can ask for help from other people. So this Empress in reverse is about being in a place of need, maybe needing help, maybe not feeling like enough and needing a bit of a boost there. There is not feeling like you have the resources you need to accomplish what you need to accomplish. So feeling a little resourceless here. And not 100% independent, right? Not feeling like you can do this on your own and you're necessarily fully good on your own. In your environment, you have the Moon card. Something here in your environment is triggering some deeper thoughts, some work with your subconscious issues, right? And this comes right underneath this Eight of Swords. So these are subconscious issues. And something in your environment really triggered those subconscious issues of, I can't. And I mean, because usually we're not choosing to think the thoughts, I can't do this, I'm trapped, I'm stuck. We're not usually trying to think those thoughts. Those aren't choices. So those are more subconscious thoughts that we need to be aware of and working on. And you've definitely done some battle with that in the past here. So then we have the Moon card here with this, really looking into our darker selves, right? We talk about shadow work, but we just talk about sort of the weeds of our personality, right? And a weed is just something that's not where it was planted, maybe unintentional. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just a plant that's not where we specifically asked it to be. So there could be some sense of needing to weed, but not weed. We don't get rid of the weeds. We can incorporate the weeds, right? You can actually buy dandelion seeds to grow dandelion greens because they're incredibly healthy for you, as are the roots. The whole plant is very healthy. We call it a weed, but it's actually a strength and it's actually very healthy and good for us. So it's only a weed if what you're going for is a straight across lawn. It can be a garden flower if we choose to do that, if we choose to understand what it does bring us and what it does offer us. So there's something in your environment that's asking you to look at, right? So these repetitive thoughts, we know we're going to have them, so we might as well make them healthy ones, right? They might as well, they don't have to be weeds. They can be exalted flowers, repetitive thoughts. So not the ones that destroy us, but we can choose to have different ones, right? So, but it does take focus and intention. So this moon, to me, is about subconscious issues, dealing with them. Something's triggering them, something's opening them up, but we may be doubting ourselves. We may be feeling a little bit broken, a little bit, you know, not quite good enough. But there are these parts of ourselves that we don't always want to look at, but they could actually end up being our strengths if we can work and adapt and adjust and align them better. So there's something in your environment that's triggering you to look at some of your subconscious issues. In your to-do list, 8 of Pentacles, get to work. Just get to work, trucks. You're gonna, I did not explain that phrase to everybody, but it's a phrase from a book one of my children really loved. So get to work, trucks. 8 of Pentacles. This is doing the work, just going to work, absorbing work, focusing on work right now, focusing on, you know, making money or what you do with your time, being very absorbed in this work, right? We have 2 things that are very absorbing. We have this new inspiration here, and then we have just getting very focused on it. There's something very inspiring, very exciting, very life-giving here. And this, the 8 of Pentacles is always about, yeah, the work might be a little repetitive, but you enjoy it. So enjoying work and really allowing yourself to be absorbed in work. And then your possible outcome, we have another Queen. We have Queen of Wands. So this is a person. This is somebody, this could be you, a place where you're headed, an energy you're headed into, or someone you're going to meet. This Queen of Wands is highly intuitive, right? And we have a Page of Wands here. So we start off, we're starting off on this intuitive journey. We've got this inspiration and we're going to be working hard on it. And then we end up in this place where we know our intuition even better, right? What we're hoping for is to know our mind. What we end up with as we do this work, and maybe this work is some of this internal work and not just necessarily our W2 form work, but we end up someplace very intuitive, very, very in touch with our own intuition. Look, she's got a little familiar that's found her here. Jack. It's Jack. Captain Jack. And her third eye is quite wide open. She is very receptive, very intuitive. People tend to congregate towards her because she is just in touch with her intuition. She's not trying to lead, she just does. She just really understands she has quite a grasp on the power of life and on this power, yeah. On intuitive power, on she's very in touch with her own intuition. You start off here wanting to have clear thoughts and be in touch with your own self, and where you end up as you do this work is being very in touch with your own intuition, and people are drawn to her. I mean, this is almost like the Empress. We have her upside down, full of self-doubt, full of worry and concern and not feeling like quite enough. And then we end up with this Queen of Wands, very intuitive, being able to move through the world in a very intuitive way, and with a lot of strength, with patience. She's very patient, very accepting of other people, but also accepting of herself. So all right, Libra, I hope that was helpful for you, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.